Gotta realize that you are responsible for all the energetic connections that you feel in this life. So even when somebody is giving you bad vibes, you are absorbing it. And sometimes it feels like there's so many people that are doing this. If you're working at an office and you're just not getting along with a group of people, or maybe you have a social media platform and you have a lot of haters, or I don't know, whatever it may be. Maybe you have someone that's really rude to you, a neighbor, which happened to me. Whatever it may be, I want you to know that while you're responsible for allowing these connections to dig into your energetic field, you can also be the one to release them. So that's one area of cord cutting that is really useful, and I personally find it really, I find it's a relief. If you have to dodge people's energies all day because you're scared to get a bad vibe, anyways, that said, sometimes we also need to do cord cutting with people we love and people who are really close to us. And that's when it becomes a little trickier on how to go about cord cutting. So we're going to address all of that in this video. And if you're excited about the topic, make sure you give me a really big thumbs up and you check out the description box below because I have a couple of items for you guys in there. So we develop energetic exchanges with other people all day, every day, from people that you briefly encounter in the street to contractual agreements at work, and also with people that you love, like your parents, your lover, your ex-lovers, your good friends, your faux friends, all of that. And it's really important to understand when to use cord cutting and not when not to, but I guess when not to misuse it in some ways. So in this video, we're going to talk about the people that you don't know very well and how cord cutting can be useful, the people that you do know well and who maybe aren't going through the best time and you want to be there for them, and why cord cutting can be a benefit, and finally, people who are no longer in your life and who you also want to release that energy, but you once upon a time were very emotionally invested in them. And that could be, for a lot of people, an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend, etc. Okay, so when it comes to people you don't really know, we've all been there. You've been to the gym, some girl or boy gives you a nasty look, and all of a sudden you feel like you've got some bad vibes on you. There are some moments that I like to call obvious moments to do cord cutting meditation ritual. And this is really when it's someone that you don't care for particularly. Let's say, this actually happened to me a couple of weeks ago now. I had a neighbor who was really rude to me, and it really just got under my skin. And I don't really care for that person. I don't hate them. I don't know them, but they were just really, really rude to me. And it got to me, that negative vibe, negative energy. So all it took was one session of cord cutting where I visualized, I cut the cord, I wished him well, and I protected my energy. And you can also do these with your colleagues at work, or even, I would say, for a lot of people who have social media platforms where you feel a lot of negative eyeballs on you, and you can just close your eyes, maybe pick a leader amongst the group of haters, and feel that energetic entanglement, because at the end of the day, you are allowing that negative energy entanglement to stay inside your body. You cut the cord and you release it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of energetic cords are caused by our emotions. And remember, emotions are energies in motion. So when you feel something negative and you don't process it, or you not always process it properly, it'll stay stuck. And while I always encourage people to process their emotions, and that's why I created a free ebook where I talk about the 10 most common automatic distorted thinking patterns, where something happens to you and through no fault of your own, because a lot of times it's automatic, you have a bunch of negative associations to it, you interpret a negative way, and then negative emotions start arousing inside you. So that's one part. But there are times where even when you process it, somebody just really hooks into you. So you want to have a tool to really just let that go. And I would say this is the most obvious time you want to do cord cutting. It's such a great way to get control over how you feel and like the energy that you have. So often I have people writing to me, calling me, texting me, telling me that they feel the bad vibe from another person. And okay, sorry about that. Something almost just fell on my camera. What was I saying? So yeah, they feel a bad vibe from a person and they want me to send them some Reiki. And while I love doing that, like I love helping people, I love sending Reiki out, I just want you to know you can do this for yourself in kind of a different way. And that is through doing a cord cutting meditation. The second instance in which you want to consider cord cutting is when it's someone near and dear to you who is lowering your energy frequency. And this could be either because you've had an argument with them, or they've had an argument, whatever you want to call it. There's an argument between you two, or you feel betrayed, you know, or something really not so cool happened between you two. And you know you want to repair that relationship, but you just don't know how to release like all that tension and negativity. And this is a situation where cord cutting is also beneficial, because you need to understand, when you do cord cutting, you don't cut the other person out of your life. You are proactively cutting negative energetic cords. If you're scared of cutting positive cords, don't be scared, because the positive cords, they always come back. And I've never had an instance where I've actually cut positive cords. It's always been negative energetic cords. And like I said, energy is, wait, what? Negative emotions or energies in motion. So, you know, I really don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, there are going to be times where someone that you love is suffering, whether they're going through a divorce, whether they're ill, whether they've suffered a loss financially, something big is happening in their life, and you want to be there for them at your highest best self, but you just don't know how to hold the space because you are giving so much, and your energy field is just lowered so much that honestly you may not even be of use to them. It may just be that you're feeding off of each other's negative energies, and you're just going lower and lower. And this is a time where I think a lot of people feel guilty about doing cord cutting, and my personal belief is that that's a mistake. If you want to be there for someone and they are going through a hard time, I actually think it's so much, how do I say this? I don't know how to say, like, it's not like you're such a better person, but you're going to be so much more of service to that person if you are able to, you absorb their pain, you absorb I don't want to call it negative energy, because when someone's going through something bad, you don't want to, you know, it's not like the same thing as your neighbor flickering you off. They're going through something hard. You want to listen to them. You want to be there for them. But if you feel that it's, you know, weighing you down to the point where you're getting tired, you're getting sick, you're getting upset, you're having nightmares, you want to get up and you want to be honest about it. And it takes actually a lot of courage, I find, to say, okay, I want to be there for this person. So I am going to cut the negative cords because I'm not able to release them fast enough. And so you do your meditation, you cut the cords, and you're able to be there for that person. And I want to say this again, cord cutting does not cut people out of your life. It is kind of like doing a negative energetic detox so that you are back with a clean slate and you can be positive, you can hold space for love and empathy, and you can just be there the way you need to be there, the way you want to be there. The third time you want to consider cord cutting is when someone is no longer in your life, but there are feelings of resentment, anger, any low level, like emotional, like on the vibe scale. I'll link below like what the low level energy emotions are. even though they're kind of obvious, you know, an emotion that doesn't make you feel good. No, I mean, I don't know about you, but I really don't want to hold anger and resentment towards someone who's no longer in my life. And I also don't think it will help anyone if I wish them ill, you know, because, you know, karma comes back to you. So let's say you've gone through a breakup and you have healed from that breakup, but there's still lingering negativity. And this is somewhere where cord cutting can really, really, really help. And you have to try it to know what I mean. And that's all I can really say about that. What's up, guys? So I have to interrupt because I realized I forgot to talk about one important aspect of cord cutting.
Baby mama,
hey,
baby mama, baby mama, baby mama, shake it, shake it, baby mama, shake it, shake it, shake it. 15 seconds of fitting, bye.
Another moment where you want to do cord cutting is when you have a career that is super, super intense and you're dealing with a lot of hard things, like maybe working with at-risk youth or anything of the sort, maybe addiction and whatnot. So, you know, of course, doing activities like this, like spinning, boxing, yoga, where you have a moment where you release the energy and still you release the energy and you bring in good energy, that's wonderful. But there are times where even if you're not, you know, these aren't close people to you, but you feel like you're empathetic, you're feeling their energy, it does.
She's amazing.
When you feel their energy, you need to find a release mechanism that's stronger than just the everyday releases, and that's where cord cutting can come in handy again. All right, I'm off to eat because I'm starving. How many times do you actually need to do cord cutting? In my experience, it has really varied. So with my crazy neighbor, it only took one go. If I've had problems with someone who I have a contractual agreement and, you know, I want to finish the contract, I don't want to lose the money, and I don't want to, just because there's a thing that's not going along as I wanted at that moment, I don't want to ruin things for the future, whatever the reason may be in your case. I'll do the cord cutting for as long as I need during that contractual agreement, or as often as I need, to make sure that I'm there with really strong, positive, high energy. And when it's been someone who has been near and dear to me, who has hurt me, but I want to let go of that negative energy, that I think my maximum once was once a day for a month. And really, everybody's different. So you're going to be different. You might do one go, another, like maybe you need to do it for a whole month. And I really recommend that you keep a log of who you do cord cutting with, if it's someone near and dear to you, and how often do you need to do it. And when you have a cord that comes back, okay, that's when you want to maybe seek something extra. So for myself, for example, in my coaching program, I actually offer this where we dive in deep and you figure out what is the real, why do you keep reattaching the cord? Because like I said, you are responsible for all the energetic entanglements, the negative lower level energetic entanglements that you entertain in your body. And you want to understand why. Why do I keep letting this cord come back in? Why? And when you get to the why, you can find ways to either heal that situation, forgive yourself, forgive the other person, whatever it may be. Place basic boundaries that maybe you're not placing. Whatever it may be, if you're doing cord cutting often for a certain situation and it's not working, you need to go one step deeper. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscription button, turn on your bell notification to know exactly when I'm posting my next video. Bye.